Hey y'all, I'm the Sovereign Woman. Welcome back to my channel. By now, if you have not heard, there is a young lady that has been in a relationship for 14 years and just decided to propose to her boyfriend on Thanksgiving. Now, I've been seeing a few takes on this and I'm going to share mine. But before I get into it, I'm going to show a few short clips, including this main one. I did not play the entire thing. I only played what you guys needed to hear, just in case y'all have already seen the same drawn out clip on other content creators' videos. So I call myself doing y'all a favor. But anyway, let's watch these quick clips and I'll come back with my commentary.
It's the end of the day. I'm getting ready to go in the shower, and it's finally hitting me that I'm proposing tomorrow to my boyfriend. And I know what everybody's gonna think, and I already know what everybody's gonna say, but honestly, I don't even care. I love him so much, and I know he loves me, and this is just something that I feel I have to do. I really want to get married. We've been together for 14 years already. He hasn't proposed. I know he wants to spend the rest of his life with me. He says it all the time. And we're in love, even after this long. So why not? I am all ready, but I'm stumped on an outfit, so help me. First option is going to be this burgundy top. It ties right here and it has buttons. This with this skirt, it goes all the way down to the ankles. And then I have this cute little knitted sweater, ties in the front. I would have to wear like a little tank top under or something, and I was planning on doing that with jeans. These are just like boot cut. And then, oh, I have this sweater, leopard vest that I would wear with my black long sleeve, and then this skirt. So a lot of people were asking if I got him a ring, what's the plan? And yes, this is the ring that I got him.
So I have two different takes on this topic, okay? The first take is going to be based on the society that we live in, based on patriarchy, based on tradition, based on what we're told we're supposed to do as women and what men are supposed to do as men. I am going to say that I disagree with her proposing to men. First of all, men are out here thinking they're the prize, and this is the type of stuff that adds to it. And I also believe that the way you start out your relationship with a man is pretty much what's going to happen throughout the relationship. And oftentimes is going to be what's expected from the man. So, based on society standards of what masculinity and femininity is, because me personally, I really don't like to get into the feminine and the masculine crap. I don't really care about that. That whole thing is nuanced. But based on the society we live in and how men are socialized, what they've been bred up and engineered to do, you know, taking on that quote unquote, and I'm using air quotes, masculine position is going to be to her detriment. And she's going to probably get tired of taking on that role throughout the relationship and start complaining and grow resentful and probably end up filing for divorce later down the road. Who knows? I don't know. But I just think when you assume the responsibility in the very beginning, that's going to be what's expected from that man throughout the rest of it. Also, 14 years is a situation where it's like if he wanted to, he would have. And that's another indicator that he probably didn't want to do it. He was also not looking at the camera when, she put his ring on his finger. And we don't know if it's because he was embarrassed or if it's because he has another woman out there and he didn't want them to see her face. I don't know. But here's an actual picture of him, just in case he's on some sneaky shit. And I don't know exactly when that picture was taken. It's probably an old photo. He doesn't look very happy there, but I don't think that has anything to do with the proposal. I'm not sure. That's my first take. based on what we know about men and how they are socialized in society, it is not a good idea to propose because you are literally, quote unquote, emasculating a lot of men, and it's just not going to end well for you. Okay. Now, my other take, and this is the one that I, strongly cling to, is that it doesn't fucking matter. I don't think it matters if a woman proposes to a man or not. What matters to me is how that man will end up treating that woman. We can sit here all day and say, oh, it's so masculine for a woman to, propose to a man and get down on her knees with her heels on and do all this crazy foolishness. He's not going to respect you. He's this and that. Yeah, we can say all of that. But how many men proposed to women the way that, quote unquote, we're supposed to? And the men still cheat. They still lie. They still play mind games, right? They still have outside babies. They still will beat you. They will even unalive you. Many women who have been unalived by their husbands, the husband proposed. So does it really matter? And I want you guys to really think about it, because I understand where everyone's coming from, and to a degree I feel that way. You're not supposed to take on that man's position by getting on your knee and being masculine and proposing to him. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage. I agree with that. But does it really matter? If the man wants to cheat on you, he's going to. If he wants to put his hands on you, he's going to. If he wants to have outside babies, he's going to. If he's on the down low, it's going to come out sooner or later, right? Men be crying at weddings. I tell y'all this in every video about this. I've seen so many men crying at weddings as women are coming down the aisle and everybody's taking pictures like, oh my God, he loves her so much. And men have been cheating days after they were married, unalived their wives weeks or years after, when they were the ones who proposed. So here's the thing. On one hand, you're speeding up your misery in a marriage when you are a woman proposing to a man, in my personal opinion. But at the same time, the outcome is most likely going to be the same depending on what kind of man you marry. And based on society, most women marry garbage men. It doesn't matter if he's garbage because he's broke and he's a loser, because he's a woman beater, because he's a gambler, because he has a smug problem, he's a smug addict, because he's a ketakyle. It doesn't really matter. Like, everything we've ever heard horrible about a husband in these marriages or whatever, many times the man is the one who proposed. So does it matter? And that's the question that I'm going to leave everybody with, right? Because men are going to men. Men are going to be them regardless, right? And I do think that if a man truly wanted to marry you, he wouldn't make you wait 14 years. But even so, there are men who will marry you after 3 months. They have ulterior motives 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, right? They probably need a place to stay. They're probably trying to get close to your, 7-year-old daughter. Who knows, right? We don't know the reason. They may actually love you. At the end of the day, does it matter? That is the question that I want y'all to answer. When you know men and you understand male nature, and you understand that marriage means absolutely nothing to men, especially not in the way that it means to most women. When you realize that it doesn't matter, like, what they think, how they feel about it, because most of them are not going to be faithful. Most of them are going to have 1,000,001 secrets that they're never going to tell you. You're going to have to find out. And so, does it matter? And I'm going to leave it here. Let me know what you guys think in the video. Does it matter? The outcome will most likely be the same, regardless to who proposed. And if you agree, leave it in the comments. If you disagree, leave it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. F these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink. For all you know, he is a psychopath. He'll leave you on won't care if you're dead. And the psychics on TikTok are wrong.